Hello, everyone. Today, we're diving into the world of bodies of water. Did you know that most of our planet is covered in water? Let's explore the amazing different types of water bodies we have on Earth, from the mighty oceans to the tiniest streams. Are you ready to begin? Let's get started. First, we have oceans. Oceans are the largest bodies of water on Earth. They're big, salty, and full of life. In fact, oceans cover about 70% of the Earth's surface. There are 5 main oceans: Pacific, Atlantic, Indian, Southern, and Arctic. Pacific Ocean is the largest and deepest ocean, home to the Great Barrier Reef. Atlantic Ocean is the second largest ocean, known for the Atlantic Ocean currents that affect weather. Indian Ocean is the warmest ocean, surrounding the tropical coasts of Africa and Asia. Southern Ocean is also called the Antarctic Ocean. It's filled with icebergs. Arctic Ocean is the smallest and shallowest ocean, often frozen at the top of the world. Next, we're visiting the seas. Seas are smaller than oceans, but they are just as important. Seas are large bodies of salty water, and they are often connected to oceans or surrounded by land. Some famous seas include the Mediterranean Sea, the Caribbean Sea, and the Red Sea. For thousands of years, people have used seas as natural highways. Seas make it possible for ships to travel from one place to another, carrying people and goods across long distances. Many countries have large ports along seas where ships bring in items from all over the world. These items might include food, electronics, and clothes. Seas provide us with a lot of the food we eat, especially seafood. People catch fish, crabs, lobsters, shrimp, and many other animals from the sea. Seas are home to millions of marine species that live in different zones, from the shallow waters near the shore to the deep sea. Seas are also popular places for vacations. Millions of people visit coastal areas every year to swim, sunbathe, and enjoy water activities like sailing, snorkeling, and scuba diving. Popular seas like the Caribbean Sea and the Mediterranean Sea are home to beautiful beaches and coral reefs that attract tourists from all over the world. Now, let's learn about lakes. Lakes are larger than ponds and are bodies of water surrounded entirely by land. They hold fresh or salt water and can vary greatly in size. From small lakes, you can walk around to huge lakes that look almost like oceans. Some of the world's most famous lakes include Lake Superior in North America, Lake Baikal in Russia, and the Great Salt Lake in the United States. Lakes can be formed in several different ways. Some lakes are made when rainwater fills a low area of land, or when glaciers melt and leave behind water. Other lakes are created by volcanic eruptions that form craters, which fill with rain. Some lakes are even formed by human activities, like building dams on rivers to store water. There are many different types of lakes, each with its unique features. Some common types include glacial lakes. These lakes are formed when glaciers melt and leave behind water, like the Great Lakes in North America. Volcanic lakes. Created by volcanic eruptions, these lakes fill volcanic craters. An example is Crater Lake in the United States. Salt lakes. These lakes have high levels of salt. The Great Salt Lake in Utah is a well-known salt lake. Artificial lakes. Made by humans, reservoirs are often created by building dams and are used to store water for drinking, farming, and energy production. Now let's talk about rivers. Rivers are long, flowing bodies of water that travel across the land. They start in places like mountains or hills, where rain and melting snow create small streams. These streams come together to form a river that flows downhill, carving its path through valleys, forests, and even cities. Rivers eventually empty into seas, lakes, or oceans. Rivers often start as tiny trickles high up in the mountains, but as they flow downhill, they get bigger and stronger. Along the way, rivers collect more water from streams and other smaller rivers called tributaries. As rivers flow, they provide fresh water to plants, animals, and people. The longest river in the world is the Nile River in Africa, stretching over 6,650 kilometers, 4,130 miles. It flows from the mountains in East Africa all the way to the Mediterranean Sea. Rivers are extremely important for people. Many towns and cities are built along rivers because they provide fresh water for drinking, cooking, and farming. Rivers are also used for transportation, just like seas. In fact, in the past, people traveled along rivers using boats and rafts to move goods like food, tools, and even people. Finally, we have ponds. Ponds are like tiny lakes, and streams are like mini rivers. Ponds are small, shallow bodies of still water, usually surrounded by land. They can be found in many different places, forests, meadows, and even backyards. Because they are smaller and shallower than lakes, ponds often warm up quickly in the sun, making them a great home for many animals and plants. Ponds can be formed in a number of ways. Sometimes they are created naturally by rain collecting in low areas of land. Other times they form when water from streams or rivers flows into a flat area. Some ponds are even created by humans for farming, fishing, or just for decoration in parks and gardens. Some ponds dry up during hot weather, while others are permanent and stay full of water all year long. Ponds may be small, but they are very important ecosystems, meaning they are home to many different living things that all depend on each other to survive. Plants in the pond provide oxygen and food for fish and insects. Frogs eat the insects, and birds and larger animals may visit the pond to drink water or catch fish. You might wonder what makes a pond different from a lake. While both are bodies of water surrounded by land, ponds are usually smaller and shallower. In fact, you can often see the bottom of a pond, while lakes are deep enough that sunlight doesn't reach the bottom. Because ponds are smaller, they also warm up more quickly than lakes. Can you think of other bodies of water? Well, there's also water we can't always see. That is groundwater, exists in cracks, pores, and fractures. It can be drawn using a pump, or it may gush out after a heavy rain. That's all for today. Remember, water is such an important part of our Earth, and now you know all about the different bodies of water. Keep exploring and learning. There's so much more out there to discover. Until next time, God bless everyone.